Condo sales have come to a bit of a standstill. It's really interesting because condo prices haven't dropped like every other asset class with these rate changes. Of course, they've come down from the peak of the market, but they're basically back to like January numbers, where every other asset class were back to like mid 2021 numbers. And of course, there's outliers in different areas that are back to 2020 numbers already, but for the most part, the condos have held better than every other asset class. Now, in today's video, I'm going to tell you what's really happening with condos, because although the actual prices haven't maybe dropped as much as people would have thought, the number of transactions is way down. And I ran some numbers I want to go over with you today to show you exactly what's going on. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom Storey. I run a real estate team here in the city of Toronto. And if you like this video, all I ask is give me that big fat thumbs up. It really helps the channel. If you haven't joined our community already, we are so close to 7,000. So if you've been coming back every single week and watch these videos, if you could hit that red subscribe button, I would very much appreciate it. And finally, if you watch this video and you have more questions for me about the market or want to talk to someone that's actually in the trenches each and every single day for the better part of the last decade, you can go into the first link in the description. You can book a buyer call, a seller call, or a call to chat about the market. You know, the condo market's really confusing right now. I think on the resale side of things for downtown Toronto, there's maybe a handful of other realtors that have sold more condos than our team in the last 3 years. And I'm not saying that to be like, look at us. It's just like, I'm actually seeing what's happening, right? Like I'm chatting with the sellers and I'm talking with the condo buyers because our team helps a lot of people on both sides. And my business right now is a lot of the people I sold condos to 5, 6, 7 years ago are now selling their condos to jump up to the next property. And as of filming this video, I have 5 condos for sale representing sellers in the city of Toronto. And I ran some recent numbers when I was reaching out to the sellers to show them exactly what was going on. And I want to share those with you. Now, we've talked about in other videos a term called months of inventory. And essentially what it is like the best way to understand exactly what's happening in any different marketplace. And what you would do at the end of every month, and you would say, okay, there's this many active listings and this many properties sold. And you take active listings divided by sales and it gives you a number. And anything under the number 3 is a seller's market. And whenever there's under 2 months of inventory, that's typically when you see offer dates creep back into the market because there's not a lot to choose from. But right now in the downtown core of Toronto and different pockets, the numbers aren't looking that bad, but the sales are way down. So I want to give you an example. So 2 of the biggest clusters of condos in downtown Toronto are CO1 and CO8. Okay, CO1 is essentially like west of Yonge Street to Dufferin. It's going to go north to Bloor, and it's going to go south to the water, right? So it's everything on the west side. This is King West, Queen West, Little Portugal condos, Liberty Village, Waterfront, City Place. You go all those different areas. Then you have CO8 on the other side. And CO8 is Moss Park, Cabbagetown, Distillery District, Waterfront on the east side, St. Lawrence Market, all that cluster of condos going all the way to DVP East. So here's some of the numbers that for me were very interesting because there's a bit of a standoff right now between condo sellers and condo buyers, where we've had offers on a lot of our properties, but people are coming in way under and just saying like, okay, well, let's give this a shot. And frankly, I don't really blame them if they're a buyer. Like, why not put it on paper and see what they'll say? And if not, well, you have other options that you can choose from. And when we're talking about a standoff, I have active listings right now where sellers have said to me, well, like, listen, if I don't get this price, I'm just going to lease it out for a year because they can afford to do that because they have another property that they can go to. And you'd think of this as the mindset that at some point this would actually help the rental side of things because rental prices have gone so crazy, but that hasn't yet met in the middle. Okay, I'm going to share some numbers with you, and these are just off the top of my head, and this will give you the best understanding of what's exactly happening with the Toronto condo market. So for the downtown core in CO1 in October, there was just under 300 properties listed. I think about 282. From October 1st to the end of October, only 22 of those 282 listings were sold firm, or basically 7% of properties listed actually sold. There was another 5 to 10% of active listings that were sold conditional, but they're not a real sale yet, so I can't report on it, but it's a chance that number is closer to like 15 to 20% maybe when everything shakes out. But still, what that's telling me is 2 out of 10 properties are actually selling. And you know how I said earlier where under 3 months of inventory is a seller's market, a balance is 4 to 6, and 6+ is a buyer's market. Well, if you just look at the data from October for downtown condos and you go, okay, this many listings, this many actually sold, your months of inventory number is over 10. So if you're a condo seller in today's market, you better be priced accordingly. And the big thing is like we haven't yet seen the prices drop. And the properties that are selling, the percentage of properties that are selling are still taking, 30 plus days to actually find a buyer because they have more options. So when the numbers officially come out for October, condo prices might still be down, but I don't think it's going to show as much, but sales are going to be significantly down. Like there was a whole lot of people just waiting, not knowing what to do on both the buy and sell side. And I think that's going to be reflected in the data. Thanks for watching another video. My name's Tom Storey. Remember, home is where your story begins. And hey, do you have any questions about what's going on here? Throw them down below. I'm happy to answer them and hang out in the chat. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can learn more about the Storey Team at storeyteam.ca. We also have a weekly podcast called The Tom Storey Show, with new episodes each Sunday. If you'd like to book a call directly with Tom, you can do that via the first link in the description.